Sridhar Reddy of the BRS also joins us. What's the mood, Mr. Reddy, at this time in the BRS camp? The exit polls seem to suggest that that slogan "Bye Bye KCR" could ring true tomorrow.
See, the exact polls will be totally different from exit polls. We have seen all the hype of the exit polls from day before yesterday, even until now. But you will see a different result tomorrow in the morning. And BRS party, we are confident we are going to form the government for the consecutive third time. And Shri KCR will be the Chief Minister of State of Telangana. That is for sure. And this bye-bye KCR can never happen because these, political tourists from Delhi and Karnataka, are not real. That's what the people of Telangana understands. And the development what we have done and the welfare what we have done in the past 9.5, 10 years, and to the people of Telangana, everybody understands what is real and what is fake. And Congress fake guarantees have not given any result to them. And only for that reason, they are actually trying to create this kind of hype. And we are confident. We don't have any reason to worry. We clearly understand the ground. I myself was the in charge for a crucial constituency in Hyderabad. We are winning hands down there. So absolutely, we are not worried at all.
I want to cut across for a moment to Chhattisgarh. Sumi Rajappan joins us from there. Sumi, Chhattisgarh could potentially go down to the wire. The polls suggest the Congress has the edge, but not a very comfortable edge, and there are enough scenarios where the BJP too could do well. So you could possibly have a super over in Chhattisgarh tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. And especially after our polls, we have predicted a cliffhanger, and it has opened doors to a lot of deliberations. And that's what exactly both the political parties are on to. They are deliberating the post-poll scenarios. In fact, the Congress is a step ahead, and they have already tasked Ajay Markan to closely monitor the post-poll scenario if there is. And in fact, Ajay Markan will be here in Raipur shortly. And in BJP, there's a lot of deliberations going on as to how they will prevent all of the horse trading that they are now not focused on. And in fact, they're also very much confident that they will gain a comfortable majority. But Bhupesh Baghel has been maintaining a very low-key profile ever since our exit polls came into being. And in fact, Bhupesh Baghel hasn't said anything since then, and, apart from his statement that the 57 figure will reverse itself and it becomes 75 for the Congress. But apart from that particular statement, both the leaders have maintained low-key, and they are with confidence, but they're also prepping up for the worst-case scenario as well. No ordering of laddus and gaja baja have happened yet. That again shows a lot of anxiousness that both the parties have been facing.
Everybody wants to hold their laddus and keep the bands away, lest the bands are there and the music's playing at the other party headquarters. That can never be a good sign. Sumi, I won't hold you back because you have a lot of planning and preparation to do for tomorrow's counting day. So thank you very much for joining us. So let's look now for a moment with our guests in the best case and the worst case scenario. So I'll start with asking this question to Ashok Malik. Best case, worst case scenario.
For whom? For Pradeep Gupta or for the parties?
No, for the parties. See, here's what I want to say about the poll, Listen, the poll is an analytic exercise. Don't overhype it. I know there's so much buzz and excitement around every comma and full stop in that poll. It's just an analytical tool. Use it for what it's worth. This is not the gospel truth. This is not a Brahm Vakya. Leave it on the side. Hopefully it will be right. I mean, there's a 95% track record backing the poll. But then India lost in the finals against Australia after winning 10. So there can be the odd day. So don't overhype the poll. Just stick to the actual numbers for the moment. And best case and worst case for the BJP and the Congress.
Well, best case for the Congress would be winning Telangana, which will be the biggest story for them from this election if that happens, and winning at least 2 of the 3 North Indian states. They expected to win Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Maybe they'll end up winning Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. But 2 out of 3 plus Telangana would certainly be their best case scenario. For the BJP, winning 2 of 3 North Indian states would really matter. If they can manage to displace the Congress in either Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh and win Madhya Pradesh comfortably, which is their old bastion. Madhya Pradesh is one of the BJP's and the broader Sangh Parivar's oldest bastions. I would argue even older than Gujarat. So if they manage to retain it comfortably after over 20 years, almost 25 years in power, and displace the Congress in one of those 2 neighboring states, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. That would be their best case scenario.
What's the best case, worst case scenario for the Congress and the BJP in your view?
I think tomorrow may belong to the Congress party, regardless of whatever, if they win three states, because Telangana is the biggest thing, and then plus of course, as I keep
why
saying,
is Telangana bigger than Madhya Pradesh?
Because this is one state where Congress is coming back in a big way. Rahul have been saying wherever Congress loses to a third front party, it has never come back. Look at the history of the elections, whether it was Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Bengal, Odisha, so many states. So if they come back, they stage a comeback in Telangana, and mind you, this would open the gates for Congress crossing 100 mark in Lok Sabha seats also, because unlike Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, where Congress did well in assembly elections but did not do well in Lok Sabha elections, Congress will do exceedingly well in the Lok Sabha elections also, if that happens. So it's a major victory, and look at that problem for Mr. Narendra Modi. Unless there is a a vote where BJP wins both Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, of course. Otherwise, it will lose, because it was the election Mr. Modi versus state satraps, of the Congress. So if Shivraj does well and Mr. Modi's campaign fails in Chhattisgarh and in Rajasthan, it's going to raise a lot of questions.
Okay. Rahul Verma, from your perspective, looked at just from the data and the academic side, best case, worst case scenario for these political parties.
See, I think for BJP, if Pradeep Gupta's number are going to be right in Madhya Pradesh, that should be the beginning of what the best case scenario for BJP is. If they manage to also get Rajasthan, I think they should be super happy. That is because last time, at least from electoral election point of view, they got all three states wiped out in 2018. So winning one and also getting Rajasthan, because it's part of that electoral cycle, that should be the best case scenario. Of course, if they lose all states, that's the worst case scenario. For Congress, I think the best case scenario depends on not just the number of states they win, but what they read from that verdict. Because what has been happening with the Congress party, they're not reading both the defeats as well as their victories right. And that what has kept them in the back seat for last 10 years of Indian politics. So if they win Telangana
How should they read it? How should Salman Soz in the Congress read the verdict if the exit polls come out to be correct?
And Mr. Gupta is giving 3 states to Congress.
They cannot try to make this election national. They cannot try to make this election about national level leadership. As soon as they walk into that trap, then I think it would be very, very difficult. And the second thing, if they win 3 or 4 states tomorrow, they should not get into this idea that they can challenge BJP in 2024 alone. See, there is already a murmuring within the alliance that they didn't give seats to Samajwadi Party or AAP in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Congress can very well argue that these parties don't have any presence in these states. But why should AAP then leave a seat for Congress in Delhi during Lok Sabha elections, or for that matter in Punjab, or for that matter SP in Uttar Pradesh? Unless Congress learns to give, I think they won't be able to make this a contest.
Is there a fear, Salman Soz, as was the case in 2018, that the Congress misreads the verdict, gets carried away, starts pumping their chest and saying we are back, even though an assembly election is very different from a Lok Sabha poll?
Well, first, Rahul, let me give you the best case scenario for the Congress, because that is the question you asked everybody. I think the best case scenario is obvious. 4 state victories plus a hung assembly in Mizoram. That would be the best case scenario for us. And by the way, it is eminently possible. It is entirely possible for no other political party, including the BJP, is in a position to say that they could form the government tomorrow in 5 states. The Congress party is. Because some exit polls are giving us Rajasthan, some are not. Some are giving us Madhya Pradesh, some are not. All are giving us Chhattisgarh, all are giving us Telangana. And in some polls in Mizoram, there is a hung assembly. So the best case scenario for us would be that. Now, as far as the second part of your question is concerned, I think a lot of things have happened since 2018. This is not the same India. This is not the same BJP. This may be the same Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah and all that. They may have a lot more money. They may have a lot more resources. but this is not the same Congress. I can tell you from what I've seen, from what I'm seeing about my party, about my colleagues, top to bottom, leadership, workers, everybody is committed to make a change in India, in New Delhi. And we know that we cannot do it. It's not just us. It's about all of India. And that means working closely with our allies and whoever is willing to fight with us. Because we want to fight, we want everybody to fight with the BJP and the RSS like we do, like our leaders do. Whether it's Kharge ji, whether it's Rahul ji, whether it's Priyanka ji, whether it's Sonia ji. That's the kind of fight we want against the RSS and the BJP. And there are plenty of people in this country, in the opposition ranks, who are willing to join us and fight shoulder to shoulder. I have no doubt that we will do so. I'm not worried, by the way, about this possibility that the Congress will win 3 or 4 states or maybe 5 states and then basically say we don't need anybody else. We need to carry all of
India together. Okay, Sudhir, in your reading, the best case and worst case scenario for the players in the fray?
Well, for the Congress in Telangana, the best case scenario would be to cross 72 to 74 seats, because that would put it in a comfortable position. The bad scenario is if they land up in that 62 to 65 range, because then they would be vulnerable to any kind of political blackmail by their own MLAs. The worst case scenario for the Congress is if they end up around the 55 to 58 mark, because the mind games have already started. The BRS camp has been saying that we are in touch with some Congress MLA candidates who could be in a winning position. So there could be poaching of that sort. The bad scenario, the chief minister has said that we could win up to 75 seats. That's the BRS. And the worst case scenario for the BRS is winning only about 50 and not being in a position, even with Owaisi, to form the government. As far as the BJP is concerned, they say that the best case scenario would be to end up in double digits, and they are not going to be happy if they end up in single digits. So every party looking at the possibility of how much they can possibly get and at what stage the Congress or the BRS would be absolutely safe.
Well, most often there is a certain level of predictability, maybe not about the quantum of victory or defeat, but about the direction of victory and defeat on the eve of counting day. This is one of those unpredictable, chaotic elections where nobody on this show and nobody watching can say he knows for sure what will happen. There will be somebody smiling, there will be somebody crying, and we'll be at hand to capture all of that and more.